Here I'm going to show you step by step exactly how I developed this project. I'm going to explain the complete code. I'm going to run this. We are going to Dockerize it, create an image, and we are going to run that image also so that we can see the dashboard through a Docker image. So let's get started. And this is the code, but before that, let's start with the description and the detailing of the code. So here you can see that there are many data files. These are CSV files which I'm going to read in my Python code, and these data I'm going to present in a form of dashboard in Python. When we start the Python code, these are the libraries which we are going to install and which will be required during this package. So you can see this is pandas is there, which is required for calculations, etc. Reading the data files. Plotly Express is there, which is required to present the dashboards, utilize many dashboards. Then Dash Bootstrap component is there, which helps us in designing the layout of the dashboard. Then we have different other modules, Dash, GCC, HTML, output, input. These modules will be required in the coming section. We are going to see where exactly it will be required. Then we have graph objects using which we are going to develop different kind of graphs. And then we have used subplot also, so that we can create multiple charts in a single frame, in a single visit, instead of this helps in utilizing the space in better manner, and that's why it is required. Now I'm setting the BZ color here. I have created this as a variable so that if you want to change the BZ color at any point of time, you just simply change the color code here, and your background will be automatically changed. So this is one thing which helps in setting up the background color. Now, whenever we create a dashboard, we have to ensure that our dashboard is easily runnable through a function, and it can auto refresh the changes in data. So it is very important that we develop the code in a manner where it automatically refreshes in particular interval and particular time, and we need to give it a particular style also. So that's why we create a variable which is called app, and this app variable can be created using this dash function, and we can provide what kind of theme we want to utilize here. And then here we can define the overall layout of the dashboard. So here you can see height, width, margin, padding, display, justify content. So all these configurations you can easily change. You can change the color, you can change the width, height, rest of the detailing you can do, so that your layout is defined here. Now the code is in multiple functions and multiple steps. So when I started developing this code, it was a very small piece of code. Later on it kept growing. I added multiple modules, multiple visits, multiple functions, and it kept growing day by day. You can see it's a 32 versions have been already created for this dashboard. So while the project or the code goes from here to there, but what you would see that this is a jumping part. So let me explain some parts of the code in an overview, and then later on we can see which part is doing exactly what. First, let's define this is the function define update chart. This function is required so that we can continuously refresh the data also, and we can continuously refresh the visits. And here you can see this country code is being taken from this CSV. Then these are different variables. They are again reading multiple CSVs. We are doing some data and we are making some filterings, like we are updating or reading the latest records. When we say -1, that is the latest record in a file. And then we are reading some other CSV files. So here exactly we are reading all the data. This must be put within the update chart so that data gets automatically refreshed whenever a new entry has been made or any changes have been made in the data. Then we can define some of the color conditions using if, elif or else functions. So we can define different kind of color, and then these color variables can be used within the charts itself. Like wherever we are defining the chart color, we can use these variables depending on the values. So this becomes a variable coloring scheme. Then this is a function which can be defined, and within that function also we can make same level of setup. Then here we are defining different kind of visits, like here gaze meter to present total daily data in a subplot. So you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are total 5, 6 values which are going to be presented in a single subplot. If we don't use the subplot, then it will take a lot of space, there will be a lot of borders, and the data will look segregated, and it won't make most sense, or it doesn't look very pleasant or very intuitive if we create different widgets for each of them. That's why we create a subplot. So here we define the subplot. We provided what will be the rows, what will be the columns, and what will be the specs. So let's say I have created 1 row and 6 columns. So 1 row and 6 column. Let me run this code also, so we will be able to see what exactly is referencing what. So you will be able to make more relation. So let's try to run this. Okay, I'm running the code. I have just run the play button, and let's see if it runs smoothly. Okay. Give me a moment. It should be running. And yes, so you can see that it has already started, and we are listening on 127.001.8050. So let's try to go on a browser and let's access this URL. And great. So you can see this dashboard is running, and we have a very intuitive dashboard which has been created. You can see a lot of data is being presented here. Many charts and are clearly visible here. The color scheme is very good. So we have used dark theme, and because of that dark theme, you can see that it is looking very beautiful. It is looking the kind of dashboard which we get from Grafana and other kind of solutions, and it is no less than any kind of Power BI dashboards. So since I have migrated this dashboard from Power BI only, I can easily say that it is much better dashboard than Power BI. I don't say that Power BI dashboards can never be able to defeat Python dashboards. It may be possible, but see, it depends on the person who is developing Power BI or Python dashboard. It depends on that capability also. But for me, it was looking very good, very perfectly. It is showing a lot of data which is required here. So the code which I was referring here, right? So what we did here, we defined the styling part here, right? Then here in the style itself, we are creating children's, and within those children you can see there is a DBC container. Then we are defining the rows. So first row is there. So in the first row you can see customer experience dashboard. So this is the first row. This is the first row. So here customer experience dashboard. Then in the second column you can see this figure is being showed. We will discuss this figure also. So this is this figure. In the third one, you can see we have highlighted MVP. So this is the third column, MVP. Then we have created next row. In the next row, you can see 1 column, 2 column, 3 columns. Total, we have 3 columns. So you can see 1 column, 2 column, and 3 columns. And for each column, now we are going to see what data we are presenting. So for first column, we are presenting main KQIs figure. So these are main KQIs figure. In the second column, you can see DTSR figure. So this is a DTSR figure. This is DTSR figure. Then the third column, we have 2 things. Not exactly 2 things, but 3 things. So one row is created. So here, this is the row created. Within that column, this is the complete third column. This is completely a third column. So first row, second row, and third row is there. So you can see we have created a column within that, and then data DUCT figure is there, then this figure is there. So these 2 figures we are talking about, this figure and this figure. Then we have next row. In that row we are showing the map, right? So in this second row we are showing the word map, and in the next row you can see we are showing 2 figures. So these 2 figures are combined, these 2 are combined, and these 2 are a subplot. So that's how we have designed the style. So I hope you have clarity in the style part and you understand how exactly it is working. Now here we are defining DCC interval function. Within that we are defining that it should be refreshed automatically within 10 seconds. So whenever a data gets changed, it will automatically refresh the data and your plots will be automatically modified. So this is why it is very important. Now fluid equals to true. When we make it fluid equals to true, then whenever the shape and size of this dashboard changes or the screen changes, it will be automatically able to adjust the shape and the size. So that is why it is required. Now this is app callback. This is a function where we are, whatever figures we are going to create here and whatever figure we are going to use here, it must be defined in the callback also. So that's why you will see that all the functions or all the figures which I have created here, they are mentioned within the callback function, and whatever is being callback, then that can be used within the layout or table structure also, DBC container. Now we are coming to update charts. This is a function where exactly it is going to be called again and again, and it is going to create or read all the data and create all the figures. Now here we already discussed that we have defined all the CSV files. So you can use CSV, you can use Excel, you can use flat files, you can connect with database. So everything is possible. The possibilities are endless here. A lot of options are there. You can use any kind of data sources. Now here also we discussed that whatever color is being defined depending on the values, that color is being defined using a kind of color functions where you can easily define which kind of color or which kind of value would represent what kind of color. So this is one thing you can easily utilize function to get that. Now here you would see we are creating a subplot. So this is a subplot. So these 6 boxes are part of a subplot, and that's why they are put together so that it looks intuitive, right? They are looking very much related, they are looking very much intuitive. And here if you see, we are defining the values, rows, column, and different kind of height, etc. Everything is being defined. We are defining margin here, left, right, what kind of margin should be left out. So that is all being defined here. Yes, definitely you can use or you can change these values according to your own use case. You can define the height of that layout. That is also something you can play around. You can test based on your own needs. So if you are developing the code yourself or you have your own purpose, you can do that. And then within that you can see that we are creating a rectangle or we are filling with particular color, right? And then this is the function which we are calling, the function color function which we have defined here, that is being called here. So all that you can see we are defining, and we are presenting 6 values. How many values are being presented? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 are there. So you can see all these 6 values are there. Now here is this, what we are defining here is accessibility, SR, call setup SR. So these different values are being defined here, and these are go indicator. These are indicator. So these are go function. Within the go function we have multiple charts available, and that's how you can define gaze meter or other kind of meters. So that is something which you can define here. Okay, so this is first figure, gaze meter to present total daily values. So this was the values. Now this is main KQIs which are being defined here. Gaze meter, these are gaze meter actually. You see and you find that these are rectangle box, but no, these are gaze meter. Actually I have hidden the rectangle, and there is no direct method to create a rectangle or this kind of box. So I have utilized gaze, and within that gaze itself we are changing the values so that gaze disappears and only the values are presented in a box. So this is also something you can play around, and you can change these kind of variables, and you can get your own kind of shape which you want to highlight. So now these are scatter charts. Scatter charts, when we are talking about these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 charts. These 6 charts, line charts or scatter charts, are being presented here. This is also using go function. So within the go functions we are creating that. We are providing x values, x-axis values, y-axis values, what kind of mode you want, what kind of markers you want, what kind of shape, and smoothing. This is because of smoothing. You can see these charts are very smooth because of smoothing which we define. You can obviously play around with these values and you have to define the rows and columns, because all this space has been defined as a row and column. So when we say here, it is a one row and one column and 6 rows, one column and 6 rows which has been created. So we say here one column and 6 rows, 1 2 3 4 5 6. So these will be put in different rows, and then we can update x-axis, y-axis, and we can update the layout. All this can be easily found out, or you can take help from ChatGPT and other AI solutions also. This is also I'm going to explain in the coming section. So first let's understand all these bar line combo charts. So this is another chart which has been created, bar and line combo charts. These two are bar line combo charts. This is one thing which has been defined here. You can see their variables, and this code is also available on GitHub. So you can see the complete code here, and you can use this code and sample values for yourself, and then later on you can play around, you can utilize this code. This is also something which I'm going to explain in coming time. So here you can see now we have created scatter plus bar, and these two have been merged using the layout, and these are all different values, text color, line values, line color, bar values, color, all that has been defined here. You can easily understand. The code is pretty simple. You can easily understand. Now here we are creating another bar and line combo chart. Then we have top device and branch chart. This has been also made as subplot. I told you, right, that these two are actually subplot. These two are subplot, top device and top branch, and top OTT, top countries. These are also subplots, like top OTT, right? So these are also top OTT and top apps. These are also countries. So these are also plots. So it's very easy. You can play around with different values. You can change them. You can change the color combinations. You can define the different colors. You can define the spacing, margin. All this is, so this is pretty standard which I have used here, but definitely you can play around, and you have option to change your code according to your own needs. And here we have Choropleth word map, and this is where we are defining the color combinations, what depending on the values the color should be changing. So this color combination is defined, then we can define the custom colors for that, and here when we are supplying the color, then we have to use this custom colors to be utilized for that. And then we can use different kind of codes. We can provide what kind of value should be shown when we are hovering that, what kind of projection it should be having, what should be the latitude, longitude. So this is, we can change the position of the word map also. You can see this part is cut, so we can focus on a specific area of the word map, and we can define what should be the legend, and all these values can be defined. The zoom level can be defined, right? Projection scale, like I have said, 1.22. You can zoom it according to your own needs, and you can define the latitude, longitude also as per your own needs. And ultimately this function has to be called app.runServer, and then debug false, and host, you can provide your own host and port number. So once this is called, this is something which is going to run this and make this web portal available. So I hope this is, see, when you go one by one, you start reading the code in bits and pieces, you will start understanding this code very easily. So there's no complexity, and if you feel that it is difficult to understand at any point of time, you will let me know in the comment section. I will be able to help you and explain you the code, why exactly which part is there. Now I'm going to tell you a few more things, like, you know that this code is easily available here, and you can go through the code, you can understand that. I have already given explanation in this video, and then other than that, you can let me know in the comment section. This is publicly available, so you can easily read it, no issues. You can use this URL. I will put this URL in the comment section also, or in the description, so you will be able to easily connect with this. Now let me say how exactly we can utilize the ChatGPT part. So you can see so multiple feeds so in a single page in Python. So you can put such kind of requirements or simple queries, update live data from CSV file on dash figures. So it will automatically give you what to do, where to do, and this is very helpful. So in today's scenarios, in the era of AI, you don't need to develop everything. You don't need to write the code step by step or word by word. later by yourself. No, you don't need to work on the full stop, comma, function, all that. Everything is available in bits and pieces. What you have to do, you have to apply your own logic, you have to utilize that logic and make sure that the data is available as per your own need, because AI will not be able to do everything for you. AI can help you in expediting the process, but it won't be able to do everything. So for that purpose, you have to use your own logic, you have to use your own tactics, strategies, and your own styling. So rest of that you will have to play around, but you will get a lot of help using AI. So this is something you can see. I have utilized multiple attempts, I have given multiple queries, and I have got a lot of support from the ChatGPT also. You can use your own AI solutions and you can make best use of that. That will give you efficiency, but you have to make the code as per your own need. So this is one part done. Now let me come to I have created a Docker file also. So let me explain. When we want to run this Python, as of now you can see that I am running this Python code directly, right? But now we can run this Python code using Docker also. So we can create a Docker image, which I have already created, and for that Docker image, so let me first stop this. Okay, so I am stopping this. Okay, so now you can see this dashboard is gone, and if I see here dashboard, you would see this is gone, right? This dashboard is stopped. Now what we will do, we will run the same code using Docker image. So for that purpose, what we need, a requirement file. So whatever modules we are using here, those modules must be listed within the requirements.txt file, and this file is needed whatever we define, and you do provide these versions also. See, you can create requirement.txt file without the version also, but problem is if you don't define the version, your code might not be compatible with a specific version. So it's always good idea to use the version also here. And on top of that, you can create Docker file, you can define your which Python image you want to use, what will be the directory, requirement.txt, you copy, you install all the required files, you copy that, you define the port and expose the port, and you run finally the Python code. So this is the Docker file which has been there. And even if you need help, how exactly you have to Dockerize that, so simply you can say how to run Python code using Docker image, right? So sorry for the mistyping. So let's say I put this kind of query. Let's see what is the response from ChatGPT, and you would see how helpful it is. So let's say it's a simple Python file it is going to create, print a single line, that's it. Then what it would do, it will create a Docker file, right? Then after creating the Docker file, you have to Docker build. Using this command, you have to build the image, and then ultimately you have to run this Docker image. And once you run this, your dashboard will be easily available. So this is how you can utilize ChatGPT to streamline your work, to make efficient working methods, and to save your own time also. You don't need to waste time on every syntax, every query. You have to utilize these modern solutions for your day-to-day job. Now since I have already created the image and you know that it is not very tough job, you can easily do using the ChatGPT or any other AI solution, or also you can directly do that. That's not a big issue. So I'm going to run this Docker image, and so this is the Docker image. I'm going to run it, and let's say run. Okay, and let it get started. In the meanwhile, we will see once it starts, we should be able to again access the dash. Okay, so now we can see that it is available through the Docker image also. So we can run as a container. This dashboard can be run either directly from any of the server, Linux, Unix or Windows server where Python is installed, and we can directly run it, or we can containerize it also and we can make it available through web browsers. So this is what we have been trying to achieve, and throughout this video you would be able to understand that we have been able to create a Python code, and a good amount of data has been read through and presented in a very accessible kind of dashboard. And we have utilized ChatGPT and similar kind of AI solutions which can help us make this code much efficient and much faster. and then other than that we are able to containerize it also. Thank you. Hopefully you liked it. If you have liked it, then do let me know. Do hit the like button, and do let me know in the comment section also about any queries. If you're facing any difficulty anywhere, do let me know in the comment section. I will definitely try to help as much as possible. Bye. Take care. Have a nice day.